Welcome back to Broken Electronics. I'm Lee, and once again, it is great to spend some time with you here today. What we're going to do with that time is continue with the series of upgrades to my PowerMac G4 Sawtooth on its road to trying to become the most powerful sawtooth in the world. Today's upgrade is actually going to be a very straightforward and simple one, I should think. We've got now an outstanding graphics card, probably the best graphics card we can get in there, and that made a huge difference, improving performance in things that you wouldn't even have thought would be affected that much by graphics, as I found as I've worked with the machine on through that. Now, what we're going to get at today is I/O. Being able to communicate with the machine, what it has right now built in. There are two USB 1.1 ports, which are really only useful for things like keyboard and mouse combinations, that kind of thing. We also have three built-in FireWire 400 ports, two external, and then there's the one internal on the logic board. In addition to that, I had already installed a PCI card with, I believe it's three USB 2 ports, which work fine, and two additional FireWire 400 ports. Didn't really need the FireWire 400, but it was on the card. What the heck? Now, I would like to come up with a faster option. USB 3, of course, is dead in the water. I tried so hard to get USB 3 working on my PowerMac G5. If it's not going to work on a PowerMac G5, it is not going to work on a Sawtooth, definitely. So that leaves us with two possibilities. One would be eSATA. eSATA works extremely well on the PowerMac G5. It's a PCIe slot, to be sure, but it works very, very well. And there is that PCI eSATA card that's in the digital audio. So I could get something like that. I think I'm going to go with the other option, though, tried and true, and that would be FireWire 800. We know that this is going to work. There is no question but that this is going to work. Because I put FireWire 800 cards in machines before. That should bring it up to a very good level of speed. This, to me, makes a little more sense than eSATA, partly because I've got quite a bit more of an investment in drives that can access FireWire 800 than I do for eSATA. I've got an external drive that's the Time Machine backup drive for the G5. That's not going anyplace. That's going to stay right where it is doing its job. I've also got one other external drive that connects via eSATA. Now, the fact that I have that, it's a 512 gigabyte hard drive, that should do plenty in terms of communication. But with the FireWire 800, I've got drives that can connect with FireWire 800. Most of the machines I deal with have FireWire 800, including my 2010 Mac Pros. Now, the only two that don't, my 2015 iMac, MacBook Pros, that's about it. So those, I can connect those drives that are FireWire 800 enabled, will also connect via USB 3. So that covers the entire gamut of machines that I've got. Well, so as I say, this should be very straightforward. Open up a slot, plug it in, tighten it up. It does draw Molex power, so we will have to run a Molex cord to it. And then we should be done. Should be straightforward, but then again, you never know. If you want to find out, please stay tuned. Okay, here we go again. Exactly the same drill. Opening it up. Oh, just closed my toolkit. I wasn't opening it. All right, I think we're gonna put this card in the middle slot. All right. That down there, it shouldn't disappear too far. Another in my ever-expanding collection of slot covers. I have tons of them. All right. Okay. Now, this should do. At least I hope it will. Okay. Oh, uh-oh. Yeah, I hope we didn't do any damage there. If we did, and I don't think we did, but if we did, I have a spare. Okay, so that should do that. Close it up carefully. Why don't we screw in the screw? There's a clever idea. Shoot. Okay. Where did the screw go? Well, I've got spares, but I'd certainly like to find that one. Like I say, let's just grab a spare for now. Right over here. A source for more. All right, now. There we go. There we go. And I will locate that other screw. It's in there somewhere soon enough. All right, that's all there is to the upgrade. Now let's see if it works. Stay tuned. All right, let me try to explain what's going on. I connected the machine to the 30-inch Apple Cinema display. The resolution was all off. If you saw the video, the benchmarking videos about the G5s, it was like the 2003. It just was restricted to a lower resolution, which is odd because with the smaller Apple Cinema Display HD, that was not an issue. All right. But while I had it connected, I figured I'd do some testing. And it just didn't work. I tried copying a little over 400 megabyte folder from an external drive connected by FireWire 800. Drive showed up. It seemed fine. It was going to take over an hour to copy those. Now that's not FireWire 800. I connected it via FireWire 400, and it was 20 seconds. I didn't really time it. But that's more what I would expect from FireWire 400. Same thing from USB. So I took the card out. I tried a different, I've got two versions of this exact same card. So that's the other one. I put that in. I switched the PCI slots just in case maybe there's something wrong with the slot. No. None of that worked. None of it. All right. And I'm a little fast. Oh, here we go. So I have another. This is two FireWire 800s plus another 400. And it's not powered. That's why I wasn't trying to use it. But hey, the powered one wasn't working. Let's see if I can find my way in here to connect this thing. Okay. And that's in. Oh, so for a second I lost another screw. I have plenty of these, so it's not an issue. Okay. So that's in. I don't know. We can just see. So I am going to now boot the thing up and we shall see if it works. Stay tuned. Okay, I'm at the stage now where I'm cannibalizing other machines to try to get this to work. Man, I tried taking the FireWire 800 card out of the MDD that theoretically doesn't have built-in FireWire 800. Well, it definitely doesn't have built-in FireWire 800. That didn't work. Actually, I didn't even take the card out. I just tried plugging the drives in, and they didn't register there either. So, anyhow, I fired up the Quicksilver. The Quicksilver's got a card with two FireWire 800 ports and FireWire 400. I'm getting tired. And that seemed to work fine. So, I guess we're at this again. Now, this one is powered by floppy Molex power. So, I've added another splitter here. Okay, that's in. All right. Okay. Okay. I'm going to take this one out. Okay. The only reason I'm taking that out is so I can get into this one to get it to seat. Then I can put this one back in because it's so much taller. And that seats. All right, look, I'm going to screw it in off camera and then we'll see if the darn thing works. So stay tuned. Okay, well, here we are, booted back up. That card that I cannibalized from the Quicksilver seems to have worked. This crucial SSD is the FireWire 800 drive that I managed to connect, and it is certainly at least connected. We can look here. And under FireWire. Okay. FireWire bus, maximum speed up to 800 megabits a second in the on-the-go Pro. That is the enclosure that has this crucial drive in it. All right. So, we're going to time this games folder. We can take a look at that. 409.9 megabytes. So, 410 megabytes, call it. Let's see how long it takes it to copy. Go. And you get 14.48 seconds. All right. Well, it keeps the drive clean. So I'm going to eject it now. All right, it's ejected. And hopefully I'm about to plug it in using an adapter cable, FireWire 800 to 400. Now, FireWire drives usually take a little bit to mount up. There it is. Okay. Well, we might as well be consistent here and look about this Mac and bring up System Profiler. And FireWire. And now we see it's on a 400 megabit per second bus, which is exactly what we want. Okay. So let's time it now and go. .38 seconds. Twice as fast? Not exactly, but, you know, in the ballpark anyway. Just get rid of the trash while I'm thinking of it. And now the last test. Oh, Lord. So I'm going to have to try to find some more of these drives with floppy power connectors. All right. Now, USB 2. All right. USB does mount up pretty quickly, I must say. Okay. And finally, go. And 29 seconds. So, FireWire 800 does win out at 14 seconds. About twice as fast, a little over twice as fast as USB 2, and not quite that. So FireWire, we see what so many people have found over the years. The rated speeds, it's usually said to be about 420 megabits per second for USB 2, and of course 400 for FireWire 400. But real world, FireWire 400 is faster than USB 2. And FireWire 800, quite a bit faster. So this is a successful upgrade, although it hurts to have to cannibalize another machine to get it to happen. But we do want to try to get the most powerful G4 Sawtooth in the world if we can. So I guess it was worth doing. In any event, be good to other people. Other people need and deserve it. Be good to yourselves so you can be good to other people. We can make this a better world. It isn't yet, so take very good and careful care in these difficult times. We have a lot more stuff. This series is far from over. We have upgrades on other machines. I'm going to have to get that Quicksilver back and running and see if I can find some other working FireWire 800 cards for other machines. And a bunch of other stuff too. So until all that stuff happens, this has been Broken Electronics.